very excited to have so many people here this evening. We hope we can provide a little bit of information to get you started, and then have most of your time be in breakout rooms and conversations with a whole host of faculty members who are here, who work in our MEd programs, and we'll be able to answer questions you might have about the specific programs that you're interested in. So I'm Rana Mosier. I'm the Director of the Professional Graduate Programs in Education. I'm joined by colleagues from the Graduate Program in Education Office, Lisa Dale, Stacy Goliath, and a number of faculty members who you will get to meet in a little bit, as well as Calvin Lack, a wonderful colleague from the Faculty of Graduate Studies. So I'll just get us started by taking a moment to acknowledge the traditional territories of the people of Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, and also that Calgary is home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Districts 5 and 6. And so wherever you may be, we invite you to take a moment as well to acknowledge the place where you are and the people who have cared for it over time. So maybe we have too many people to introduce everyone all at once. But maybe what I'll get you to do, if you would like to, you're more than welcome to type your name into the chat. Tell us the program that you might be interested in, and that'll give us a sense. And and if you still aren't sure, if you're just exploring a little bit, that's great too. We're delighted to have you here. So we do certainly invite you to share who you are, and I know that you'll have more of an opportunity to do that in the breakout rooms. So perhaps you've been with us in the last couple of weeks. We have this session of information meetings about the MEd interdisciplinary or the MEd programs overall. We began with an overview. Last week, we met with people with interest in the specialist programs. And this week and next week, we're talking more specifically about the MEd interdisciplinary program and the specific topics that are accepting applications for students to start in the summer of 2024. So it's just a few months away. And then on February 6th, we have a lovely session helping people think about putting together their application and what will really help them represent themselves in that process. So I will do a little bit, spend a little bit of time talking about the program in case you were not here earlier, or just hearing it again helps kind of bring it to life. We also have some kind of stop the presses news that we'll be sharing here about the MEd interdisciplinary program for the first time. Then some of our GPE staff, so Lisa Dale, Stacy Goliath, will talk about the application process very quickly. Then we will go into 2 rounds of breakout rooms, hopefully about 20 minutes in each room, where you'll have an opportunity to meet with faculty members. And then if anyone is interested, you're welcome to come back here to the main room at any time or at the end of the session to raise any questions that aren't specific to the individual topics. So just as a quick overview, the MEd programs are all course-based, so they're not oriented towards the completion of a thesis in the same way that a Master of Arts program might be. There's very specific courses that students go through that define their programs. There is a research component to them, but it is not the same as a thesis-based program. They're also professional programs. So the majority of our students are working full-time, part-time, but are working and are trying to bring the things that they learn through these studies together with their professional lives. So combining the theoretical and practical in all that they do. And also our instructors make a point of really helping students think about how their professional lives are held in conversation with the field of studies that they're taking up as graduate students. The programs are cohort-based, which means that you stay with the same group of students through the same courses. In the interdisciplinary, that would be year by year. So when you start with a group of students in the summer, that you would be with them throughout the 4 courses of the particular topic that you're studying. Then in the second year or the next year, you'd have another group of students that you went through the new group of courses with. Some of the 4 course topics are offered completely online, and some of them have a blended instructional model where students meet face-to-face for 2 intense weeks in the summer, and then have online instruction in other semesters. And some of those blended instruction experiences in the summer are on campus, and in a few instances, they actually take place off campus. So really reading through the information about the topics that you're interested in and talking to faculty today will help you understand the particular situation for the topic that you might be interested in. And lots of people find graduate studies very invigorating, very stimulating, kind of life-changing in many ways, and become so committed to that kind of learning that they go forward to a doctorate of education. So the Master of Education sets you up for exactly that experience if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, so this is the Master of Education Interdisciplinary Program as an overview. So there's 3 distinct years to the program. So it does take place over 3 calendar years for most students. In the first year, you apply to 1 topic area, 1 4-course topic, and at the successful completion of those courses, you can earn a graduate certificate. You can convocate if you choose with that graduate certificate. After a second 4-course topic, which can be done in the very next year, or you can have a space in between, then you would earn a graduate diploma. And then again, in a 3rd year, that's when you enter the MEd year. You apply actually to the MEd at that point. And so for up until the new information we're going to share today, that 3rd year is comprised of 4 research courses. And so those are the same courses that the students in the MEd interdisciplinary would take. So a program and practice evaluation course, 1 in research methods, then getting in the collaborative practice, getting to design and enact a study, and then in writing educational research, move that toward some form of knowledge mobilization, a publication, a presentation, a professional learning experience, whatever is appropriate for your topic, your context, your interests. So the research that takes place in the MEd program, just to make sure people understand, it does not involve human participants, and you don't have a supervisor. It is the instructors of the courses who lead you through that experience and teach you about other kinds of methodologies that you are able to do without having to seek a full ethics clearance. So that will be the experience for all of our current students and the majority of students going forward. And this is our hot-breaking new information. So we recently have had an MEd interdisciplinary program approved that has a focus on school counseling. So for people who might be working or want to work as a school counselor, this program is very specifically designed for you. And so the first 2 years would be very similar. There's still a graduate certificate, there's still a graduate diploma. And then in the 3rd year is the one that would be a little bit different. Please note if you're interested in this, we'll get you some more information on this soon. And right now it's not even on our webpage. So this is just the tiniest skim of information. So something that's crucial to that school counseling program would be 1 of your years taking the Foundations in School and Counseling Psychology 4-course topic, And then you can see that there are 3 others: mental health and well-being in schools, supporting and enhancing children's mental health, and in an Indigenous wellness program. And your second topic can be any one of those. Then in the 3rd year, rather than taking those 4 research courses I was just speaking about, there would be a course in professional ethics in school-based guidance and counseling, supporting students' aspirations, and then a 2-semester course that would be very kind of practical in terms of implementing and adapting models of mental health. So if you're interested in that one, we do have a faculty member here who can help you with that. And when you're choosing your breakout rooms, I'll be sure to let you know. But that's something new and exciting that's coming up. Okay, Lisa Dale, I think you're going to do this piece.
I am. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to kind of run through the admission requirements for each step of this laddered program. So first-time applicants have to apply to the graduate certificate. Basic admission requirement is a 3.0 on a 4-year undergraduate degree. So that's taken on out of the last 2 years of your undergraduate degree. There are other admission requirements, such as English language proficiency. A lot of our MEd interdisciplinary students, this doesn't really apply to them, but it's specifically for people whose first language is not English, and if they haven't done their post-secondary undergraduate degree in Canada in one of our 2 official languages. The Faculty of Graduate Studies would require the preferred tests are IELTS or TOEFL. So there's a lot of information on our website on the how to apply page. That's from the drop-down menu for future students. You can find it there. Official test score results have to be received by the application and supporting document deadline of March 1st. That is a firm deadline. So the next one is a statement of intent. This is a written 300-word statement that you actually include in your application. It's an actual question in the application, so you can create it ahead of time and copy paste it right into that question in the application. But basically, you're outlining why you're interested in doing a graduate program, your interest in a specific topic or area, one of the topics that you've seen from the list, and how this is going to help you in your desired career path or your employment opportunities. Each certificate applicant must supply within the application 2 references with contact information. So email could be a phone number, but generally what happens is once you submit your online application, these referees will automatically receive an email from the University of Calgary asking them to complete the online reference form. And when they do that and submit it, it's automatically linked to your application. So no hard copies are required. And the big one is official and unofficial transcripts from all your post-secondary institutions that you've attended, whether it was for a course that you completed or a diploma or a full degree. The Faculty of Graduate Studies does prefer official transcripts to be received by the deadline, but we will accept unofficial transcripts uploaded to your application. Once you submit your application, you will receive an email acknowledging that from the University of Calgary, and it will also give you instructions on how to upload documents. But there are certain things that we ask for that you include with your unofficial transcripts, if that's the way you're going to go, which most people do. We have to have your grade point average. We have to have the degrees awarded and conferred date. We have to have transfer credits, grading, and the really important one is make sure that there's a grading scale. So that's usually on the back of a transcript, but if you could upload that as well, that would be awesome. So, and the last one is relevant prior learning considerations. And this applies to applicants who may not meet the formal admission requirement of a 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. So there's lots of information on our website, again, under the admission requirements tab, to outline other documents or information that you could include in your statement of intent that might strengthen your application. There's lots of different examples. Could be proof of extra coursework that you've taken, or that you led a certain program at your school, for instance. So that would be important to the review committees to read that. And if you have questions about that, just contact the graduate program administrator for the topic that you'd like to apply to. And then for step 2 and step 3, it's a little bit less of a there's fewer requirements because for each of these additional steps, the basis of admission is now the previous step that you've either completed or are in the progress of completing. So with the diploma step, you just need the written statement of intent, and you do not need to resubmit official transcripts or unofficial transcripts or references. And for the step 3, you just your basis of admission will just be your GPA based on the 2 previous topics that you've completed.
Okay, so there's lots of information coming at you quickly, especially if it's the first time that you've heard it. Lisa, there was a question in the chat about if you've been to U of C before, do you have to resubmit it? So I tried to answer that the best I could, but feel free to correct me.
Yeah, for University of Calgary graduates from an undergraduate or bachelor of education or anything like that, we can get that through PeopleSoft. You don't have to upload that. It actually shows up as a link on your application.
Perfect. Good. Oh, and I see Shelley responded in a text too. Thank you both. Okay, so now here comes the best part of the evening, I'm sure, is where you get to meet with the faculty who are connected to the different programs. So we have 10 different programs with faculty members here this evening. So now I apologize, when we start to move into breakout rooms, I don't have all the names of the programs attached to the breakout room. So you really do need to know which room number you want to go to. Advancing Healthy and Socially Just Schools and Communities with Dr. Tanya Callahan will be in room 1. Dynamic Design and Education with Dr. Michelle Jacobson in room 2. And you can see the list going down there. Please note at the bottom there, room number 9, that Dr. Elisa Lacerda Vandenborn will be meeting with people interested in mental health and well-being in schools, and those interested in foundations in school and counseling psychology. And if you had any questions about the new MEd, interdisciplinary in school counseling, that would be the room that you wanted to go to as well. When you see the breakout rooms, you'll see that there's a 10th one. That's just an extra in case we just need to step into a more private space to have a conversation about any individual circumstances. So when I open the breakout rooms, you'll be able to move yourself to the one that you're interested in. We should be able to have, we're getting pretty tight on time, but let's say maybe not quite 20 minutes, maybe 18 minutes in those breakout rooms. Then I'll briefly close them down. We'll meet back here. I'll reopen them. You can go back to the same breakout room if you'd like to, and if you want to continue that conversation, or you can choose a second one if there's another topic that you'd like to check in with.
Rona, I created the breakout rooms with the names, so I can open that up.
Oh, great. Okay, that's even better than mine. You go ahead and do that. And then everyone should be able to move yourself in. If you're having trouble moving, then just hang out here and we'll get you over to where you want to go. So thank you, Calvin. I appreciate that. Okay, looks like the breakout rooms are open.